Don't like it's your boy Ing. Just finished watching I wouldn't say Edge Runner again, Blade Runner, 2049, and they were talking about the soul, and it was such an interesting subject. I wanted to make a video out of it. This video is called "Intricacy of the Soul." There's always this moment from Breaking Bad that touches me. They're talking about the constitution of a human. So how much of us is bone, how much of us is meat, how much of us is organ, how much of us is water, how much of us is salt. And there was missing a percent, and that was the soul. I was watching also Jujutsu Kaisen, and although it's an anime, it is not true. I understand that. There's a concept that's being presented here that's kind of cool. Do we have is the soul coming first or the body coming first? And technically, right, we all start out as baby, and we're so fucking pure, right? Then we see life going on, and we're starting to get different. And of course, you can say nature, you can say nurture, you can say different environment. But I did a video today about being receptive to the emotion, um, outside of the emotion that you're seeing, that you're witness to in your everyday life. So, for example, if you're in a very negative family where everything is a problem, then you're supposed to feel negative, right? So, how does somebody gets out of it? And that's the intricacy of a soul. When we feel an emotion are directly a brain response, right? We know from sociopaths and psychopaths that have a brain issues, right? It's a mental illness, and because of that they cannot feel or have an emotion, right? But if it's coming from the brain, so this is where it gets complicated, and this is where the soul gets in place. So it's kind of a fucking crazy concept, but bear with me. If I do like this, if I do like this, my brain is sending a message to my thumb. If I do like this, pen. If I do like this, we have the opposite, right? We have the band who's sending a pain signal to my brain and saying, "Hey, this day hurts. What's going on?" Right? So you have both receptor. You have a sending message. You have receiving message. You have sending a message. You have receiving message, right? And this is with your body constantly giving out message, right? So an emotion, what I'm trying to say is, an emotion, you feel a certain type of way, but what makes you think about a certain type of way? You could argue that your parents, so your parents, seeing them smile, laugh, you emulate that. Seeing your parents being in love, you emulate that. Feeling your parents being sad, you emulate that, right? Which is true. Monkey see, monkey do. We're an evolution, but we're still a mammal, right? And this is where soul can come in, because the direct reaction, it almost acts as if your body is or your mind isn't understandable. And sometimes you're gonna be feeling very sad, and you're gonna ask yourself, why am I so sad? So if the body was sending a response to say, hey, act sad, you can understand why. But sometimes you just feel, and where does feeling come from? They're coming from the soul or not, right? The whole concept of religion, the whole concept of spirituality comes from belief of a soul. So for example, when you die, I was raised Christian, and I was raised with this by being told that if you're nice, you're gonna go to heaven. If you're not, you're gonna go to hell, right? But technically, I'm not gonna go to either. Technically, I'm gonna get buried, burned, right? Blown to smithereens. I don't know I'm gonna die, but what I do know is, physically speaking, I'll always be on Earth. Always be. Right? Maybe on Mars. Who knows? I'm still young. Not that young, but still. Um, when it comes to shuffling the card, is your soul. What's going on with your soul? Because all of your ideas, it's to me, it's a tragedy. Not that not that the body dies. There's a crazy thing with the soul. There's a really crazy thing. How your body, when you're aging, you're gonna have some signs. Your muscles start hurting, your back start hurting, your bones start hurting, you're less fast, you have less reflex. That's your body starting to tell you, hey, you're getting older. But even if you're 94 years old, you're still gonna feel the same emotion as when you were 20, right? So your mind is going out, your body is going out, yet you're still filled with emotion. And that would prove, or that would be um an argument that would say this is why the soul exists, because the soul don't age. And this is what's really interesting. If the soul don't age, it doesn't die. It doesn't die. Dying, it's kind of crazy how life is. It's absolutely insane. I watched Edge Runner, right? And if you're talking about Edge Runner and The Walking Dead, there's zero, 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 right? No, false. False, false, false. In the first season, which I finished yesterday, we got a picture of the brain that was dead after being shot. We're seeing the brain in activity after being shot. And then you see all the light goes out. Right? That's a perfect picture for the soul. When that happens, what happens to the soul? The soul doesn't age. The organ dies. Does the soul die? And that what makes you believe that if there's a soul, and if you believe that there's a soul, then you open up yourself to spirituality. And if you open up yourself to spirituality, it means that simple life as we know it is a complete lie. There's more to it. And the answer that we were looking for was always inside us. We just didn't listen. Because again, when you feel an emotion, you're going to ask yourself, why am I feeling this emotion? When your soul is there, you wonder if there's a soul. There's no clear proof. There will never be a clear proof. If there was, people would be doubtful. People are still doubtful about us going to the moon. You understand? It's so fucking complicated, but still the point.